What's up everybody, we're back once again with County Gains News Network. Today we have another gripped media reaction and obviously giving my own take on the series of events that's been happening, okay? So this one today is called Irish Minister Pressed on RT Diversity Quotas. So for those wondering what diversity is, I'm going to have Ron Burgundy give you guys the exact definition. So
what in the hell's diversity?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Ron, I would be surprised if the affiliates were concerned about the lack of an old wooden ship, but nice try.
It was a good try, guys. Okay, nice try, but no, it was wrong, guys. Diversity is basically having people of different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different creeds, different whatever, guys, whatever nationalities, all that good stuff. And it's basically bringing people together and kind of making a whole society. Now, for me personally, guys, in some regards, that can be great, okay, of course. Now, the problem, it comes, okay, when you start to hire people just based off that solely, okay? So let's say there's two people, one guy's Chinese, one guy's whatever, you know, from a different place. And the guy that's Chinese doesn't get as good scores, or actually let's make the reverse, guys. Let's say the white guy doesn't get as good scores as the Chinese guy, but the white guy still gets the job. Okay, that's kind of where now we're like, okay, well that's not good, guys. Just because we need diversity in this area doesn't mean that the guy that's more qualified should get the job. Call me crazy, guys. Call me crazy. Oh, Chris is this left wing, right wing. No, dude, that's just, it should always be the best person gets the job, guys. Plain and simple. You know, what the hell? People have lost their damn minds. But anyway, guys, this one is going to be about different aims. So RT aims to have 4% of its staff identify as rainbow flag people for diversity, among other targets for race, gender. Yeah, that may be good in some areas, because I'm not delusional to the fact that obviously having people from different backgrounds is good in some areas, okay? If you lack ideas in some regard, let's say you're trying to make an IT company, maybe having some other people, women or whatever, you know, men, or having different people from different countries, you know, help the ideas, of course, that's going to be good in some ways. But then again, it kind of gets into the whole, can we not think of ideas ourselves? And it's actually a really nuanced topic, diversity. So we're going to look into this one, guys. Let's see what Catherine Martin has to say about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's go.
Minister, firstly, sort of in relation to Adam's point, given everything that's come to light about RTE, is it not the case that the government rushing to the broadcasters' aid financially is effectively like rewarding failure and irresponsible conduct on the part of a major semi-state body?
I think what we really need to do here is where consecutive governments have failed in putting in place a sustainable funding model for RTE. And remember that this sustainable funding model isn't just about RTE. The funding model we decide on would be for TG Ceathair. It would also be for local and newspapers, for local broadcast media too. So it's about public service media. It's about, as the Future Media Commission said years ago, about doing a public good.
That's nothing to do with the question. Like, that was completely just irrelevant. The topic just completely off topic. This has nothing to do with anything.
I think it's about time, and we will be the government that will take that decision. And I think we're in a position to do that now that RT have agreed to take the recommendations on board.
But again, as I say, sort of in the same vein as what Adam was saying earlier about accountability, that if the consequence for conducting yourself in the way RT has done for so many years, which you accept is unacceptable, and that's why all these recommendations are needed, if the consequence for that is just to be supported with a better funding model, is that really an appropriate response to a crisis? I mean, is it not, as I said, effectively rewarding failure and irresponsibility?
It's about valuing public.
So what is he saying? He's saying because they messed up last year with all their paying people, they're going to fund them even more? Ben Scallon asks Media Minister Catherine Martin how this is measured given the potential legal issues raised by... Okay, so this is the first part of the question. I'm sure he asked that question later on as well. Okay, right?
Public service media in an era where we certainly need trustworthy news.
Bro, I don't know how Ben doesn't start laughing at these questions, guys. Trustworthy news, like...
Media in an era where we certainly need trustworthy news, where it's about providing culture, sport programmes, children's programmes, Irish language programmes, reaching out to our youth. And I think the funding model will be agreed.
manipulation, psyops. What else can we add to that, guys? Trying to persuade the public, trying to coerce the public into different things. We can add it to that. Children's programs. Let's make it sound all innocent, but then we can also add those other things to it as well.
Read on foot have seen, this in-depth root and branch reform being implemented.
That's not really an answer, but I'll just ask one more question.
That's hilarious. That's not really an answer, but I'll ask another question. Oh my goodness. This is just hilarious, guys.
On RTE's HR and governance policy, I see here in the report that one of their key goals has been diversity and setting a number of DEI quotas where they aim to have a certain number of staff and presenters who are, for example, women, ethnic minorities, members of the LGBT community and so on. And specifically, they say that...
Well, the women and minorities, that's not really a problem, guys. That's really because, most of Ireland is like diverse now. You're not really against that. What he's talking about, the LGBT thing, because basically you're getting fined. You're not able to, because you don't choose your sexuality, in my personal opinion, okay? So if you're born homosexual, let's say, then that guy will get the job over you, supposedly. In theory, guys, just on paper. I'm not saying that could actually happen, but on paper, let's say I'm going for the job, same as another guy, I'm a straight guy, and another guy goes and he's a gay guy. Maybe that guy might get the job if all things other that are even, let's say we both the same degree, same experience, and that guy, because he is gay or whatever, that's kind of a bit unfair on me, I would say. I'm serious, guys. I'm not trying to be like really bad at them. I'm trying to be like a fair guy, and like that's actually not... That's terrible, guys. Like, that the guy would get a job just because he identifies as something else. I would just say, well, I'm non-binary, so I should get the job. You know what I mean? I would just start making up things then. You can go down that rabbit hole of just being, just insanity,
That they're hoping to have 4% of staff identifying as LGBT as a preliminary figure. I'm just wondering, how is that tracked? Because it seems legally dubious, obviously, under equality law, to ask about somebody's sexuality at a job.
I was going to say, it's even illegal under the equality, because we have these laws in place that you're not allowed to pick people over a certain creed, race, and stuff like that. So to actually have laws now come in that basically say that they have to be picked on certain things, that's wild, guys, because you can't really choose your sexuality, right?
Job interview are you aware of there being a way that that's actually measured to attain that target?
What I would say is I really welcome the inclusivity, diversity and gender issues being addressed in this. I think it's a really positive day.
What?
It's something that was raised with me, with the unions, with staff, on numerous occasions since this crisis emerged, and I'm really glad to see that this has been addressed and it's charting a path forward in relation to that too.
Thanks, Mark.
Bro, that's the worst non-answer I've ever heard in my life. She didn't answer anything. Oh, lads, this is actually terrible. This is actually, no offense, kind of embarrassing. I actually feel embarrassed watching this, guys.
Mark, specifically, I asked two questions and I didn't get an answer to either of them, Minister. I'm as I say, if you don't know, that's an answer, but I'm wondering, are you aware of how those specific targets are tracked and measured, particularly ones that might involve an encroachment into a potential employee's privacy, where you might have to ask about their private life? As I say, saying I don't know is an answer.
I would presume that everyone's individual rights would be respected. What I am saying is that I think it's a really positive day for inclusivity and diversity and for equality, and the recommendations that are being accepted here.
So he didn't ask that, guys. No one's really against inclusivity. No one's against that. Like, no one's like, oh, let's like leave out. Like, no one's against that, guys. But she didn't even answer the question. Oh my god, bro, this is insane, man.
Why RTE? I think it's a positive.
Mark, sorry, you picked me.
So, yeah, she didn't even answer the question there. I don't think she actually understood the question. And these questions aren't really that complicated, guys. And no offense to people, I'm not trying to be this kind of holier than thou kind of guy, but I think that a lot of these people in government, and because you guys see them on TV, you guys see them on your little TV box, you think, oh, they're really smart people. They're actually really not intelligent people, guys. A guy like me, who didn't grow up like with any money or like wealthy or anything, I can just see straight through it's just complete, it's insanity, guys. Wow, this is truly, they're just not educated. Like, I'm not trying to be harsh, guys. I'm trying to be actually quite nice. Like, this is just like low IQ, honestly. Like, this is really embarrassing, guys. yeah, definitely. I probably won't be even watching her again. If Gript do a video about her again, I probably won't react to her again, because that's not even worth a video, guys. That's just embarrassing. I don't know. People will be like, "What did you even react to there, Chris?" Like, bro. And yeah, the top comment says it's just buzzwords, guys. Inclusivity, diversity. It's like we need to be able to measure that, guys, somehow. And if it's leaving certain people out but bringing certain people in, well, that's not fair. You know, it needs to be diverse for everyone. Okay? I love you guys all. Stay free and drop a comment down below. That was just an absolute shit show. Oh my lord, man. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.